I have reviewed quite a few tripods on this channel over the years, and I've been through a lot that I paid for myself. And if you don't respect the tripod process, you're going to fall down. Well, your camera might fall down, and I have had that this year. And so when Neewer got in touch saying, we've got a tripod, we'd like you to try it and review it, see how you get on, because we think it'll surprise you. And I was a bit reluctant, but I thought, well, I'm always interested to try new things out. And here we are. Because the first thing I like with tripods now, from learning from experience, is to have clip fastenings. Because if they're screw, like the middle column, and I'll get to this later, if they're screw like that, they're going to wear out. In my experience, they have wore out on cheaper tripods or even more expensive ones, mid-range. If they're spin lock, they're going to fail because it's wear and tear. But with clips, I've never had a clip tripod fail on me. And I've used the tripod now for a few months, and so I didn't quickly do this review. I've used it for weddings, music events. Best unique selling point for this tripod is the middle column. Now I know I've just said spin fastenings aren't very good, but this is something really special because it has two middle column extensions, so you can go like that with it. There's two. They can extend it twice. Now that's amazing, because when I was doing a music gig lately, I didn't have much room around me, so I couldn't go the full extension of the bottom legs, but I can do it with going with the middle column double extension. So it sends it twice as high, and that's amazing. The whole tripod weighs 1.6 kilogram, which is a fair amount because it's aluminium. And when it comes to tripod weight, some people think, oh, the lightest is the best because you have to carry it everywhere. That's not really the case, because the heavier the tripod, the more steady it will be. You need a heavy tripod to get it the centre of gravity, to make it stand sturdy on even ground or in wind. So the load is 15 kilogram, which is plenty enough for, well, I actually used it, but I used it with this 7200 and my Z8, and it worked perfectly. It was really steady. I had no issues at all, apart from when you extend it to its highest point using the middle column. You know, a bit of physics comes in here. It becomes more unstable because the weight is top heavy, and if you got it quite narrow with the legs, you know, that's physics wise, it's not, if any jumps or if someone barges into it, you have to be careful. The tripod does have a counterweight hook there, so you can put extra weight on it to make it more sturdy. With tripods, it's surprising how high you need to go sometimes. I've learned that quickly with tripods. You just want to go as high as you can to look over people, so you get a better perspective, better line of sight. But however, and if people have seen my tripod reviews in the past, it's always been, the biggest criticism has always been about the size of the plate. Sometimes the size of the plate is too small. Spread out the weight of the load. So you can see the size of the plate difference there. It's twice as big, and therefore it spreads the weight over twice the area. And for bigger lenses, or you've got a bigger camera, I'd always recommend bigger plates. So that's something that could possibly be improved for Neewer to take note if they want to. But it's okay. I haven't had any problems with it yet, with my Z8 and this lens on top of it. So the minimum space to folding is 48 centimeters. So you take this middle column out and then reverse it in the bottom so this bit doesn't protrude outwards. I haven't done that yet because I don't like using the spin locks excessively. Now you might think, well, you've got it, so use it, but I've had bad experience with these spin locks before, and the more you use it, the more it wears out. And I don't want to wear out the middle column. Even though I've used it for a few months now and it's been fine, longevity-wise, I don't know. How long will these spin locks last? Because I've had it on a previous tripod, which is in the corner of the room now because I can't use it. The middle column and the legs use spin locks, and every part of it is pretty much not working anymore reliably. The maximum extension is 197 centimeters using the two middle columns and the three extensions on the legs. That's amazing. That's almost 200 centimeters. Fantastic. And I have used it that high for a few things and it's worked fine. You just have to be careful of the balance and the stability of the floor. And you have to think about wind or people going around you. It always makes me a bit nervous when I put the cameras quite high. So it has ball head there, which is loosened by the big knob on the side, and it's really interesting. So there's no handle. I always prefer video handles for doing video work, but photography, this is quite normal. But it has a ball head, which is great in case your legs, you haven't fully extended them or the ground's uneven. Really useful to have that. And I actually used it loose as a video tripod and just had the camera pointed towards the action. I had it on a medium tension. It's not fully loose, but you can just kind of direct it as you need it. Found that really useful and solid. It's secure, it's stable. So there's this groove on the side there. You can use it all the way to the side and shoot in portrait mode, which is really good for tripod use as well. Always be careful though, because the weight of it is always a bit leaning to one side then, isn't it, with the camera equipment, so you have to be careful. The legs also have fastenings to make sure it's fully secure. You can click them in and out. Brilliant. And all the construction feels premium to me, because I have my Manfrotto one, which I use most of the time before this, and yeah, this is a lot more expensive. And of course you can use it, one of the legs disconnects as a monopod, and it's not too difficult. Again, it's something that isn't always easy to do in the field when you're in a rush, but it is possible. This can disconnect as a monopod, and it extends all the way up, of course, with the 3 clips, which is great if you need it. Although that one leg is quite light, and when you've got a heavy camera on it, it's sometimes difficult to navigate. So far so good with this tripod. I've used it for a few months in various situations, and I'm confident to use it, especially the middle column extending double is really, really good. Longevity wise, who knows? I can't promise anything because I've only used it for 2 months. It's the price, £52 at the making of this video, which is amazing price. Really, if I was looking for this and I see it £52, I'll be really cautious because it seems too cheap. But in using it, I'm really happy with it. £52, you get the clips, you got the double extension, it's well made, it feels sturdy. I've had no problems with it for 2 months. So for £52, I mean, my Manfrotto tripod head cost about £180, and the legs cost about the same. So for me, I'll probably replace the head because I don't always need that 360, and I like a bigger plate. I've got a spare Manfrotto head to go on it, which I will put on it. It'd be really good. I think for more heavy duty conditions or equipment, I'd probably use my Manfrotto still. But for £52, I feel confident in using it, so I really would recommend it. It gets my stamp of approval. But longevity wise, there's always a caution, and it's only because of these spin locks. I'm perfectly confident with the clips. But yeah, so I hope you find this review useful, because for the price it is a real bargain, and I'm confident with it, and that's the main thing. So okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.